as a Terran. Our second map is Habitation Station. For those who aren't familiar, this is the Chobo Team League, which is a league of players between Bronze and Diamond. It is a team league set up for fun and learning for players of all the levels between Bronze and Diamond. So, spawning in the upper left, playing for Outset Gaming, this is Barcode. Yes, that really is all the name we have for him. And spawning in the upper right location as our blue Zerg, we have, well, he's listed as Leatherbook here, but he's more commonly known as Unique. Playing for Vortex eSports. I myself am a member of Vortex, for those who might be interested. I am a Silver Zerg player. My name is the same as this channel you're watching it on. So that first Overlord headed over really quick, and the first Overlord gets really quick scouting here in Habitation Station because the air rush distance is so short. Another interesting thing about Habitation Station, for those who aren't necessarily familiar with the map pool, is these gold bases. Hard to defend, but high yield minerals are pretty good. They're standard yield Vespine geysers. It's only the minerals that are high yield, for those who might be interested. Anyway, we have the typical barracks going down for our Terran player. He does not seem to be going for a Reaper first, as we do not yet see gas. So just a barracks going down for him, and we see, in fact, pool first for our Zerg player, Unique. So, pretty interesting. Against a Terran, I almost always see hatch first, but he in fact went for a bit of an early pool and pool first. So we're likely going to see some early aggression here out of Unique. No, it actually wasn't that early of a pool. I'm just being mistaken because he's actually got the drone already out for this. So, typical pool first build out of Unique. In the meantime, that Overlord is able to get a complete scout of the Terran base. See that gas now is up for our Terran player, and he actually is still going Reaper first, just getting the gas up a little slow, so his first Reaper is going to be just a little bit slow out of the gate. But with a Reaper coming in, that Overlord, there's nothing that'll be able to shoot it for quite a while. It can kind of hang out and know exactly what our Terran Barcode player is doing. In the meantime, we have an Overlord headed way down here for Unique, just kind of scouting around for any ninja bases or anything weird going on. Second base being built on the low ground for a Barcode player. And that hatchery about to finish up for Unique, as his first queen is also in production. So, pretty typical build so far. Overlord still continuing to hang out and provide good map vision over there. Another Overlord providing good map vision. And that first Reaper has just arrived to mostly just confirms that the second base is there and backs off rather than tries to go attack, which seems an interesting choice to me. I would expect that Reaper to go in and try to harass the probe line. But no, that Reaper's just coming all the way back home right away to join up with his second Reaper. Now these two Reapers are going to go out, and, well, they're still being a little timid and hanging out by their base. That seems very odd to me, rather than attacking with the Reapers. As Unique is now droning up his second base. Good. This isn't really a very good map for Reapers, as there's no way to directly jump into here. Like, you know, you can't jump across this distance with a Reaper. They just don't do that. So, like, the only way you can get into the base is either via this ramp or jumping into the second base over here with your Reapers. This really isn't the best Reaper map. Anyway, that Overlord's still just kind of hanging out here, watching that third command center be built, because there's nothing yet that can shoot Overlords. You see a factory producing those Hellions for that early harass, but This really isn't a very good map for early Hellion harass. Well, except for perhaps at this third base. These third bases are really, really open. Your choices for third bases in this map are interesting. So you have this third base with absolute openness and almost no good, way to wall it off or defend it. Or you have this one, which is really easy to say, siege up, jump into with Reapers, and drop play is really fast against it and that sort of thing. So your choices for third bases on this map are very interesting and often, in fact, define the game. So these Reapers are coming in to get some scouting information, perhaps get a drone or two. They don't have any kills yet, but they're heading into the main from the natural. They've taken a lot of damage from Queen. Ian's hitting them, but with no second Queen. However, apparently we have a Roach coming out for Leatherbook. Unique. Either way, whichever you wish to call him, Leatherbook, Unique. I'm sure he's probably fine with either. Anyway, we actually have Roaches headed out for a Zerg player. You don't see that often against Terran Bio, but it often is a pretty decent response to Hellions. But with those Roaches out, these Hellions are pretty much shut down. They're not going to get much done. You see bunkers coming up to wall off for our Terran player, knowing that a Roach push would possibly be pretty bad right now with all he's got to defend being Hellions. Hellions not that great against Roaches. That wall off may in fact be what saves him, and now he has one Marauder. Marauders are really good against Roaches, but Hellions frankly suck against Roaches. I mean, they can kite them, but they do almost no damage. So if they have to hold their ground against Roaches. Now they are really good against these Zerglings. These Speedlings taking a whole lot of damage when they hit that front. So with only 4 Roaches, we see Unique dropping back for the moment. A number more Speedlings headed across the map. And he's getting quite a bank going there. Seriously, Unique, you need to spend your money a little better. That's a pretty high bank for this point in the game, unless you're particularly saving from mutas. Oh, there goes the bank. And that bank is being used to morph in some Banelings. So, yeah, that bank was actually pretty sane, because he's just using it all to morph Banes, going Roach Bane Bust. Which is a very, very good choice against what this Terran player has built. This is most likely going to work out wonderfully. Except that the Roaches are actually holding back the Banes, making the Banes not quite as effective as they might have been, but it's still enough. He does have one Siege Tank out here, but these Zerglings right on top of the Siege Tank, a Siege Tank can't fire at Zerglings that are right next to it. And trying to repair these bunkers with one Marine and one Marauder in this one and one Marauder in this one. But he's just going to bypass the bunkers and try to head up into the main. Zergling's getting on top of this to hold it down. Actually got the Marauders coming out of the bunkers to try to take out those Roaches. It was a pretty good Roach push, but it just wasn't quite enough. But those Zergling reinforcements with that wall gone, they may be enough. That's a lot of Zerglings coming in. And Zergling's pretty good against... Oh, but the wall is back up to hold away the Zerglings. You see more Banes being morphed in with these Zerglings. He's going to have to bust through the wall with Banelings again, because just Zerglings aren't going to be able to bust through the wall. No more Roaches coming out here for Unique. Just lots and lots of Zerglings. In fact, it's just lots and lots of Zerglings and speed for the Banes and a few Banes morphing in. We also actually see Roach Speed, so we are probably going to see more Roach play with Roach Speed being added on. In the meantime, there are finally Marines to shoot this Overlord that has been hanging out in our Terran player's base the entire time, and having forgot how important that is, this ends up supply blocking Unique for a moment. So he does have a decent number of Banes going, but probably not quite as many as he wants for a Bane Bust yet. Still gathering forces for this obviously very aggressive push. Well, in the meantime, our Terran player mostly has added on a few Siege Tanks for defense and going into a little bit of turtle mode, as well as just econing up other than that. So we'll see how effective this attack can be, as it looks like Unique is about ready to move out. And Leatherbook's forces are moving out. This could be really bad. His siege tanks are all unsieged as Unique's forces move in right under it. fact, it's slowing down my computer. There's so many Zerglings here. I usually turn up my settings pretty significantly when I'm casting. Anyway, so those siege tanks being caught unsieged, that was absolutely killer blow for our barcode player as Unique's forces coming in. He does now have a siege tank behind this wall off. But more and more Zergling streaming in to take down these SCVs in this second base. Even if he isn't able to get into the main. Oh, but he has actually broken into the main as well. This is pretty much GG. It's got to be. There's nothing else here. I mean, he's got his production producing a few Marines and Marauders, and, you know, there's not even another tank on the way. Just Marines and Marauders, as his second base can't even mine as well. Hell, these SCVs continuing to fall for free, and there's the GG. That's going to be it for this series. Unique taking it with a 2-0 in that ace match, which, according to Team Liquid, was actually necessary. But as I said, Jansa won very convincingly against Cyber Wizard. So I'm wondering if that was just a mistake or there was something untoward that went on. Anyway, that'll be it for this cast today for the Chobo Team League. I'll be cutting up these VODs and getting up the individual VODs pretty quick for anyone who missed my live cast. And thank you very much, anyone, for watching, whether you're watching this live or you're watching this as a VOD.